Greetings YouTube and welcome back to my channel. You find me in the Duro Valley in Portugal. I have the most stunning day's riding ahead of me, arguably, and I know it's subjective, but the best motorcycling road in Europe. We shall see the N222 following the Duro River towards Porto. I can't wait. Let's have it! I've been lugging this heavy bag full of camping gear around. The guard dogs are barking on my behalf. I've been lugging this heavy camping gear around all over France, Spain and Portugal, and I'm probably not even going to get the chance to camp. My quest to escape the cold and be in the sunshine and the warmth has gone slightly pear-shaped, but I don't care. It's currently about 8 degrees here. Cloud cover. I don't think the sun's going to come out particularly today, and I appear to be just ahead of a front of rain, which I'm going to head south after I've done the Duro River and Valley and then seen Porto, and as I head south it will get a bit warmer, possibly sunnier, and listen to those dogs. I'll tell you in a second. Okay, so as I was saying before, somebody set the dogs off. I think that would be me. I seem to be just ahead of a weather front. What I was hoping for with the let's just see if this sat-nav's happy. I think so. So what I was, look at that view, distracted already. It's going to be one of those days, I can tell. I can't wait. Yeah, so I seem to be just ahead of a weather front. I think I'm looking at kind of single figure temperatures and rain. It would appear the summery heat I was after, the 21 degrees and sunshine, I achieved in southern Brittany before I got to Spain. But that's fine. It's great. I've seen some sun, I've had some warmth, and if I can keep ahead of this weather front and make my way down the Algarve towards the kind of what I look at as the Land's End of Portugal, where the land runs out in the very southwest corner of it, I should be okay for some sunshine then, and 17 degrees, something like that. I've just got to keep ahead of the rain. What what I'm planning to do today is ride this N222 along the Duro Valley, which I can tell is going to burn through so many GoPro batteries, it's untrue. Which will take me to Porto, where I'm planning to have some lunch, and then I'm going to head south down the coast to a place I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, N-A-Z-A-R-E, I don't know, where the world's biggest waves happen. I need to actually look up what time of year that happens. It's probably not whilst I'm there, but that's where I intend to probably maybe camp. I don't know. I think camping might just be a no-go on this trip. Look at that. So I rode this road into the village yesterday with different views. It is absolutely stunning. Stunning. And I had sort of told myself before I set off, not having researched it thoroughly like I never do, that, you know, I might get right down the very southwest tip and, you know, I could always wild camp, but wild camping is prohibited in Portugal and there's a €600 fine if you get caught doing so, so I won't be doing that. If there's an open campsite, maybe yes, it would be nice to camp. I feel that would make it feel more summery. and it will justify lugging this great big bag around behind me. But to be honest, as I said the other day, it's not an issue. I've been using it as a backrest, a lumbar support. Yes, it's heavy to lug on and off to the accommodation I'm staying in, but it's not an issue on the bike at all. Anyway, I think that's enough of me rabbiting on for a minute. Let's just enjoy this road. And there is the river beckoning to me. So this is the region where a whole load of Portugal's wine and port is produced. It is in fact the only region in the world where port can officially be produced. I believe I'm crossing over the river, little bridge down the bottom of the valley, and I can see the road hugging the banks of the river. How spectacular is that? I hope you can see it on the GoPro. So it's very subjective, isn't it? What's the best biking road? Some people like to go very, very fast. If you've watched my channel, you know I'm not one of those. Some people like mountain passes with tight switchbacks all the time. Other people like, you know, cruising on a cruiser along a dead straight road through the Nevada desert or something. I like, I don't know, like a bit of everything, but mostly I like, here's that place that I looked up how to pronounce and now forgotten, Pinhao I think. This was where I originally planned to stay, but ended up staying in the village just up there. Yeah, I like nice twisty roads that aren't overly demanding to ride, so that I can concentrate on the beautiful scenery I'm passing through. And I think this is going to deliver in spades. Wow, look at those buildings down there. I just love it. I just love it. Hostel Duro backpackers. I could have stayed there, but I'm happy I stayed where I was. Like I say, today's going to be a day when I absolutely get through a ton of GoPro batteries. It's inevitable. What a place to live. I'm loving this cobbled street as well. So I had a very nice breakfast back at the
the apartment I stayed in. It was crackers with butter and pumpkin jam. That's a first for me, pumpkin jam. But it was very nice actually. A super strong coffee from their little coffee machine, and that set me up nicely for the day. Whether I managed to get lunch on the old town, the harbour part of Porto, remains to be seen, but I will get something somewhere. Oh, this is just magical. The plane trees, I love them. Used to call them camouflage trees years ago. For obvious reasons. What a beautiful little town. And of course the railway hugs the river as well. It's right up there in Europe's train journeys, like the Rhine and various ones in Switzerland. Yeah, I'm not too disappointed about the fact it's, what is it, 9 degrees. It's not raining, that's the main thing I think at the moment. And talking to my partner over breakfast this morning, she was on her way to work and she said it was 0 degrees back home, with a chance of getting all the way up to 4 I think, or 3, so I'm still far better off where I am. And I'm here, that's the thing. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So the N222 will take me virtually all the way to Porto, and then according to Google Maps there is some super twisty road at the end when we break away and head into the city or town. I think it's the second largest conurbation in Portugal. As I mentioned yesterday, I'm not planning to head to Lisbon. I just don't have time. I realise that I am running out of time. I have all of today and all of tomorrow, and then Thursday I need to be heading back home. It's going to take me 3 days to get back to the ferry, I think. Now the beauty of doing this route in mid-February is the roads are virtually empty. Yes, I've got a car in front of me, yes, I've got a car behind me, but for the last 10 minutes I've not seen anything. And I can just imagine how busy this would be in the height of summer. There's the train hugging the river. Something I'd like to do as well, take the train along the river. Could concentrate more on the scenery then, rather than not riding off the edge of the road. I'm being overtaken by everything because I'm going so slowly. I want to soak it all in. I'm not rushing this. How about working here for today? Beautiful. Can't wait to see what's around each bend in the river as it meanders its way through the valley. Well, something quite stunning, obviously. Wow. one of those pinch myself moments. So glad you're here too. That's a pretty impressive bridge. New spanning the old. Wow. The engineering is just mind-boggling, it really is. I love the buildings just perched on the hillside as it feeds down to the river. It's just stunning. What an incredible place to live. The terrace is making use of every single little bit of land there is, and the sunshine and the warmth of the valley. It is like stepping back in time. I should be on a horse. Hola. I just had to stop for a second just to soak up that view. Just look at that. What a beautiful sight. Awesome. One of the nice things about this route, one of the many nice things about this route, is it's nicely rounding my tyres off again. No shortage of sweeping curves. Or stunning views for that matter. So what do you think? Do you reckon this is the best biking road in Europe? I think it just might be. I do. Obviously, it's a very personal thing, and I welcome people giving their opinion in the comments on what they think is the best road in Europe. And you know, if we've got some good suggestions in there, I'll go and check them out. But what's not to like about this? I mean, having seen other YouTube videos about certain roads like the B500 in the Black Forest, which I've yet to ride, obviously it didn't happen with Ben last summer, People say it's been spoilt by all the speed cameras and what have you, but that's taking the mindset that you're going to be speeding. Unless I've missed them, I don't think I've seen a single speed camera on this road. I've seen signs saying that it's regulated, but I'm not trying to break the speed limit anyway. I'm just trying to soak it all in. I just had to stop again to take in the view. It seriously is like you're getting to ride mountain passes whilst not being up a mountain. And those sweeping bends, they're absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. What a place to be riding. Amazing. I'm about 80 kilometres, 50 miles from Porto now. I can already tell today's one of those days where there's just so much footage. It's not going to be one episode, I'm going to split it into two. So my plan is to get myself to Porto, find some sort of lunch somewhere, maybe even draw out some cash so that I don't get caught out like I was last night. And look at Twisty sat-nav road. Oh yes. And then I'll have lunch and then I'll pick up the next episode as I head down the coast towards Nazari, don't know, where those massive waves are, the biggest waves in the world. Like I said, this road is like riding a mountain pass. It's got all the ingredients, switchbacks, gradients, and incidentally the tarmac, super smooth, puts the UK to shame yet again. Right, 50 miles to Porto. 50 kilometres, sorry, to Porto. Still on the N222, but I'm going to deviate from it shortly and pick up a different road, because if I take the 222 straight to Porto, it's going to take me inland, away from the river. I'm already inland, it'll just take me away from the river, and I want to hug the river, so I'm going to filter off onto a different road which will still lead me into Porto, but I will stay close to the river, and then I shall be in Porto, I don't know, probably shortly after 1 o'clock, maybe 1:30, something like that, where I'm going to get some lunch, and then that is where I will end today's episode, because I've got so much footage, it's going to be a nightmare editing it anyway. So there will be a part 2 to today's ride in which it will take me down the coast towards Lisbon, and I'll find out wherever I'm going to stay tonight. I never tend to know. It's just work it out as we go along. It's the best way, because otherwise I'm stuck to a rigid plan and it makes me miss things. So I'm crossing the river, and for the remainder of the journey into Porto, it's going to be on the other side. So a bit of variety. So I'm now on the N222, which is going to take me into Porto. The river is on my left. And the road remains as twisty as you could hope for, rounding my tyres off nicely. Back down to the riverbanks. I'm very, very pleased to report that the temperature is rising, 17 degrees. It's so nice to ride along in warmth. Well, I'm getting very close to Porto now, probably just over 10 kilometres. I've got the sat-nav set for lever, which wants to take me over that bridge, but Porto, it says, is straight ahead, so I'm going to ignore the sat-nav and keep on going, because lunch is the next stop. But it's been such a sublime and glorious ride following the path of the Duro River. I have a sneaky feeling this is the sprawling metropolis of Porto. And if I'm right in my thinking, it is the second largest city in Portugal, next to Lisbon. And I am making a beeline for the old part. So I'm still hugging the river right till the end. It's no longer that narrow, meandering thing it was at the beginning. But what a river it is. A fascinating city. So the sat-nav taking me to the heart of the old town. I have eyes in the back of your head. It's a bit of a bum fight, but nothing like Marrakesh was. Right, apparently I am in the old town now. So what I'd like to do now is find my way, if I can, to the water, I think. Right, what I had in mind, I'm not really managing to find on the sat-nav. So what I've done is I've entered an area which is right at sort of the end of the estuary where it opens up to the sea, and I will try and find some lunch there. That's my plan anyway. It says 18 minutes to get there. It'll be 1:30. That's a good time to eat. Well, I'm very happy to have broken free of the clutches of the city. It's clear to me I am not a city boy. And there will be the sea. Those waves look pretty big to me, actually, and we're not even at the part that has the biggest waves. I can't go down there though, that's one way, so let's see if I can find my way to it. Wow, they're massive. So the place I intend to go to, Nazares or something, sorry, is known for having really big waves. Well, these look pretty massive to me. I don't think I'd want to be on my belly board in those. Let's just stick the bike here for a second. Probably the biggest waves I've seen. Well, looking at where I am, I'm clearly not going to get any lunch right here, so I'm going to sort myself out and call it a day for today's episode. Now, I really hope you enjoyed this half day's riding, even half as much as I did. It's been absolutely sublime. I've loved every second of it. It's been fantastic. So if you did like the episode, please give it a thumbs up and a like, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd be really grateful for that. It helps keep everything moving along, and I will see you in the next one post lunch as I make my way south down the coast. See ya.